Now, in this lecture, we are going to study about the process of fertilization, which is also called as syngamy. For the understanding of this topic, fertilization, we should know about the structure of ovum, structure of sperm, and about the details of female reproductive system. We will see all these details one by one as it comes to the point. We'll see the process of fertilization. What does it mean? See, this fertilization is a process of fusion of male and female gametes, which are haploid. This letter N stands for haploid. So, male gamete, which is haploid in nature, having one set of chromosome, fused with female gamete, which is called as ovum, which is also haploid. It results in formation of diploid zygote. So this is the process of fertilization, which is also called as syngamy, fusion of gametes. Word syn is for fusion. So fusion of male and female gamete is the fertilization, and it results in formation of zygote, which is diploid, having two sets of chromosomes. Where it takes place? It takes place in ampulla of fallopian tube, that is ampulla of oviduct. As it takes place internally inside the fallopian tube, in human being, fertilization is of internal type. So remember, internal fertilization. Now, the zygote which is get formed, this zygote develops into embryo in the uterus. If you remember the system, we have seen the position of uterus. Zygote formation takes place in the ampulla region. From ampulla region, it will roll to the uterus region, and there zygote will develops into the embryo. So this is the introductory part of this process of fertilization. Now we are going to study about mechanism of fertilization or syngamy. Which are the events coming under this mechanism of fertilization? The first event is movement of sperms towards the egg. The sperms, they are deposited in the vagina, and from there they move towards the egg, which is present in the ampulla region of the fallopian tube. Second, that means under the movement of sperm towards the egg, we have to study about capacitation of sperm. This capacitation requires about 5 to 6 hours. So what is the meaning of capacitation and the complete process we will see in detail. Till this second part, which come under mechanism of fertilization, is entry of sperm into the egg, which involve acrosome reaction, and the third process which come under is activation of ovum, which involve fusion of egg and sperm. So these stages of, we can say, the events of fertilization we have to study in detail. We are going to start with this. The first one is movement of sperm towards the egg. How the movement of sperm towards the egg takes place? For that we are going to see a diagram again. This is a diagram of female reproductive system, which already we have studied before. Now once again, these are the ovaries, these are the fallopian tubes, this is the organ, uterus, and this is the vagina. We are going to study about the first part, that is movement of sperm towards the egg. So how the movement of sperm takes place? As we have seen before, it involves capacitation. What's the meaning of capacitation of sperm? We can say that it is activation of sperm. See, as we have studied that 400 millions of sperms are deposited into the vagina region here through the semen, 3 to 4 ml of semen. It consists of about 400 millions of sperm. So these are deposited in the vagina region, and that is in coagulated form. So once they are deposited, they undergoes, that means the coagulated semen undergoes liquefaction and sperms becomes active. Then movement of sperm towards the egg takes place. So whatever number of sperms are deposited, of this only 50% move towards the upper part of the system, and remaining 50% are demotilized. They may be broken or destroyed. So remaining sperms, that means remaining 50% sperms undergoes capacitation. What happens during capacitation? See, acrosome membrane becomes thin. As the acrosome membranes become thin, calcium enters the sperm and their tail begin to show rapid whiplash movement. What happens during this? Once again we will see one more diagram. See here, this is the diagram of sperm. As we have studied, this sperm consists of this head region consisting of nucleus, and this upper part is called as acrosome. What is the function of this acrosome? It helps in penetrating the sperm into the ovum. So what happens during this movement of sperm towards the egg? This acrosome membrane, it becomes thin, so that calcium ion enters the sperm, and this, because of that, activation of sperm takes place, and this till it starts showing whiplash movement. So the movement of the sperm, movement of the tail starts. Then because of this activation of the sperm, or because of the capacitation of the sperm, these sperms become extra active and begin to start moving upwards from vagina to the uterus and to the oviducts. As we have seen in the system before, see where the sperms are deposited, they are deposited in the region of vagina here, where the capacitation takes place. Because of capacitation, these sperms will become extra active. They start moving into the cervix, into the uterus, and from uterus they move towards the fallopian tube. Okay, so this is the result of capacitation, that is, sperms become extra active. Then this activation is because of what? It is due to prostaglandins. These prostaglandins activate the sperms, and I think you remember that prostaglandins are found in the semen. As well as the vestibular secretion of the female also helps in enhancing sperm motility. Where are the vestibular glands situated? Here, this is the position of vestibular glands. So secretion of vestibular glands and prostaglandins, which is found in semen, it helps in activating the sperms. Remember that the sperm swims at an average speed of 1.5 to 3.0 millimeter per minute. Can be asked in MCQ. So what we have studied? We have studied about the movement of sperm towards the egg. Under that we have seen the capacitation, then how the capacitation takes place, then what is the result of capacitation, and what are the secretions responsible for capacitation. These 4 points we have studied. Now these sperms reach up to the ampulla. So the sperms which were deposited into the vagina, because of their capacitation, they start moving and they move up to the ampulla region of fallopian tube. This is the ampulla region of fallopian tube. So after capacitation, within 5 minutes, they can move up to the ampulla region. And these sperms in the system can remain viable for 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so now if the activated ovum is present here, if the egg is present here, and sperms from the tract, they come to the ampulla region, fertilization will take place in the region of ampulla. Okay, so this is the first event, that is movement of sperm towards the egg. What is second event? It is entry of sperm into the egg. See, we have seen this. We have completed first part, that is movement of sperm towards the egg, which involved capacitation. And what is the time period required? It is for 5 to 6 hours required for capacitation. Now we have to study about second point, that is entry of sperm into the egg, which involved acrosome reaction. So we are going to study about second part, entry of sperm into the egg. As we have seen that 400 millions of sperms, they pass into the vagina region. They are deposited into the vagina region, and of this only few hundred manage to reach the ampulla. Even though a large number of sperms are deposited, only few of them few hundreds can manage to reach up to the ampulla region here. Remainings are get destroyed. However, millions out of million, hundreds can reach up to the ampulla. Only one of them can fuse with the ovum, can fertilize with the ovum. So what happens once the sperm reaches the ampulla region near the egg? See, it involves, as we have seen before, the acrosome region of the sperm secretes or it releases lysines. We have seen that hyaluronidase, and it also secretes corona penetrating enzymes. Now, while studying the structure of sperm, we have seen that this acrosome, it secretes. Here, before also it was explained. This acrosomal region, it secretes hyaluronidase, one of the lytic enzyme, and corona penetrating enzyme. What's the function of this hyaluronidase and corona penetrating enzyme? They separate and dissolve the cells of corona radiata. We have the diagram of ovum also here. These are the cells of corona radiata. So function of this enzyme is to separate and to dissolve the cells of corona radiata. Because of that, sperm head passes through the zona pellucida of the egg. So what happens here? See, the diagram is showing here a sperm entry here. These are the sperms which try to enter into the ovum. So this sperm head, through this acrosome, they secrete hyaluronidase and corona penetrating enzyme so that these sperms can move inside the egg to the ovum. The zona pellucida, see here the membrane is present called as zona pellucida here. You can see the layer of zona pellucida here. This zona pellucida has fertilizin receptor proteins. Remember that. Zona pellucida here, this is a zona pellucida. It consists of fertilizin receptor proteins like ZP3 and ZP2. The fertilizin, it can bind to specific acid protein which is called as anti-fertilizin. That means this zona pellucida, it consists of fertilizin binding proteins. And this fertilizin binding protein can bind with anti-fertilizin. Where the anti-fertilizin is present? Anti-fertilizin is present on the sperm head region. So here there will be fertilizin anti-fertilizin reaction takes place, which bring about attraction of sperms to the egg, which enhance the process of fertilization. Remember that fertilizin anti-fertilizin interaction is species specific. And because of that, we can call that fertilizin anti-fertilizin reaction is compatibility reaction. Okay, so what we have studied under this entry of sperm into the egg, here this sperm acrosome, it secretes hyaluronidase and corona penetrating enzyme. Because of that, they can dissolve the cells of corona radiata and sperm head, it reaches up to the zona pellucida. This zona pellucida consists of fertilizing binding protein which binds with anti-fertilizin of the sperm. So this is about the second step, that is movement of sperm into the egg. It involves acrosome reaction. What is this acrosome reaction? As the sperm head touches the zona pellucida, as we have seen, this sperm head will touch to the zona pellucida here. And this is towards the animal pole. This acrosome covering ruptures. Once it touches to this zona pellucida, the acrosome covering ruptures to release lytic enzyme, that is acrosine or zona lysine. And this zona lysine will act on zona pellucida, this region, so that it will get dissolved and sperm can enter into the egg. And this results in the egg reaction. What is this egg reaction? See, egg reaction results in formation of a fertilization cone or cone of reception, which is formed on the egg membrane. This sperm head comes in contact with this cone and results in production of a weak wave of depolarization. And because of that, plasma membrane of the both cells dissolve at a point of contact, and the sperm nucleus and the centrioles enters the egg while other parts remains outside. Now see what is actually. During the acrosome reaction, when sperm head touches this region of zona pellucida, this acrosome covering will get rupture and start releasing a lytic enzyme called as acrosine or zona lysine, which act on zona pellucida, and it causes egg reaction. Because of that, a small cone-like structure is get formed here, which is called as fertilization cone, and this fertilization cone results in production of weak wave of depolarization. Because of this wave of depolarization, plasma membrane of the egg as well as plasma membrane of the sperm head get dissolved, and this sperm nucleus, which part of the sperm enters? This part of small nucleus and centriole, which are found in the region of neck. That means this much part only. This neck region with centrioles and upper part which consists of head, this much part will enter into the ovum, and remaining part, that is middle piece and tail, will remain outside the ovum. This is acrosome reaction. One more thing you have to remember, that as soon as the sperm head touches the vitelline membrane, here this is the vitelline membrane, when sperm head touches the vitelline membrane, it results in formation of fertilization membrane. That means this vitelline membrane which is present here, it will get converted into fertilization membrane when the sperm head it touches this vitelline membrane. So this is one of the change. When the sperm enters the egg, this is vitelline membrane converted into fertilization membrane. Here we have seen that a distinct perivitelline space is present. We have studied before also. And function of this formation of fertilization membrane and perivitelline space is to prevent the entry of other sperm into the egg. That means we can say that polyspermy is avoided. Okay, so we have completed the second step. What is second step? It is entry of sperm into the egg, which involve acrosome reaction. Now we have to study its third step. What is this third step? See, third step is activation of ovum, which involve fusion of egg and sperm all. So before we have completed movement of sperm towards the egg with capacitation. Secondly, we have studied entry of sperm into the egg, and now we are studying about activation of ovum, which involve fusion of egg and sperm. See, we have studied before also. In the process of oogenesis, primary oocyte undergoes first maturation division and forms secondary oocyte. And secondary oocyte, it can undergo second maturation division, but it is arrested at metaphase 2. So, once the sperm head enters the ovum, here we will consider when the sperm head it enters the ovum, this nucleus it completes second maturation division, and now the structure becomes the ovum here. So with the contact of sperm head to the vitelline membrane of the egg, it activated to resume and complete meiosis 2, and second polar body is released into the perivitelline space. This polar body will be released into the perivitelline space, and this nucleus of the ovum, it will become female pronucleus. And once the polar body is released, once the second maturation division is completed, it will become ovum or egg. Now, there will be fusion of egg and sperm nucleus will take place. What happens in this stage? The coverings which is present over this female pronuclei, here, and once the sperm will enter inside that, nucleus of sperm also enters here. So the coverings over the male and female pronuclei degenerate and chromosomal pairing takes place. And this chromosomal pairing, it results in formation of synkaryon. The process is called as syngamy or karyogamy. What do you mean by karyogamy? Karyon for nucleus and gamy for fusion, which results in formation of zygote. So here, this sperm head enters into the ovum. This sperm head will unite with this, that means sperm nucleus will unite with this nucleus of the ovum. So the set of chromosomes which are present in the nucleus of the sperm will pair with the chromosomal set which is present inside the ovum. We can say that fusion of sperm nucleus with the ovum nucleus takes place, and that process is called as syngamy, synkaryon, which is also called as karyogamy. We have seen that this sperm head along with this neck region enters. So what happens? This proximal and distal centriole also enters the ovum. These centrioles are required for the formation of synkaryon spindle as well as the further division of this zygote, which is called as cleavage. Okay, so this is about the process of fertilization. In the examination, question can be asked on importance or the significance of fertilization. Remember that it can be asked for 2 marks. So as we have seen that, what is fertilization? Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes which are haploid, and this fusion of male and female gamete results in formation of diploid zygote. We can say that this diploidy is restored because of fertilization in the sexually reproducing organisms. One more important change is seen, that is secondary oocyte completes its second maturation division. See, as I said, once the sperm head moves inside this nucleus of the secondary oocyte, it completes second maturation division and transformed into mature ovum. I said that this neck of the sperm, it consists of centrioles. So because of fertilization, these centrioles, they are introduced into the ovum, and which is required for the process of cleavage. So the ovum lacks centriole, and these centrioles are introduced through sperm into the ovum. One more important point is there, as it is the process of fusion of male and female gametes. Because of that, new characters can be seen into the offspring. That means we can say that variations develop because of sexual reproduction, because of gamete formation and their fusion. And the most important point, one more, that is sex of the offspring can be determined. As you know that in case of females, X chromosome is present, 2 X chromosomes are there. In case of females, in case of male individual, X, Y are the sex chromosome. So if this ovum, this sperm consists of Y chromosome which fuses with X chromosome of the ovum, it results in formation of male offspring. Sex determination is the separate topic we are going to study in the next lecture. Okay, so this is for the process of fertilization. So this process of fertilization can be asked for 2 marks. Only significance can be asked for 2 marks. And as you know, the simple 1-line questions and the MCQs can be framed on this topic. So we will having a look over this fertilization or syngamy, process of fusion of male and female gamete resulting in formation of diploid zygote. It takes place in ampulla of fallopian tube, hence called as internal fertilization, and zygote develops into the embryo in the uterus. What is the mechanism of fertilization? First point, movement of sperm towards the egg. That means from vagina up to the ampulla of fallopian tube, which involve capacitation of sperms and require 5 to 6 hours for the completion. We have seen details before. Then entry of sperm into the egg, which requires acrosome reaction. And third, activation of ovum, which involve fusion of egg and sperm. Okay, so this is all about mechanism of fertilization.